Here we have an old Troy-Bilt wheel horse, tiller horse, something like that. From what I understand, it's the holy grail of tillers. I picked it up, $25. No, I'm sorry, $50. Has not been run in many, many years. Now, the gear case was dry, so that tells me it's got leaks. Well, I can still find every single part that I want on their website for this. Every single part. Now, the engine is one of them old first generation engines that Harbor Freight had. So, assuming that the old one kicked the bucket years ago. I have been told when I bought it, this thing is not run in over 10 years. It's been sitting in a garage covered up with stuff. And given that's not a Predator engine, that's the old, what was that called? Greyhound engines from Harbor Freight. That's very well possible that 10 years at least it hadn't run. Throttle cable not hooked up. The oil sensing unit's been disconnected, which I kind of understand that with this because it'll slosh it back and forth, and probably had a problem with it shutting down from here to there, here and there, with it losing contact with the oil. I know absolutely nothing about this thing. I don't know how it works. Looks pretty complete. I got a furrow with it, and my primary goal is to get this thing running good, and I'm gonna use it to do deer food plots, because it'd be a whole lot easier getting this back and forth than it will be loading up my tractor on a trailer, dragging it 2 counties over, and working on food plots. This will be a lot easier. I didn't have any gear oil, so I filled it up with motor oil. It took a complete quart and still didn't have any feeding them out back, so I guess that thing takes 1.5 quarts, maybe 2 quarts, I don't know. But we got lubrication in there, not ideal lubrication, but I poured a little diesel fuel on top of it because I figure, what the hell, if I'm gonna get it up and running, might as well flush the gearbox out, fix the seals over the winter, and do it proper. So we're gonna try to crank this thing up, and I'm gonna put some fuel in it, and I'm gonna set this camera up somewhere, and y'all gonna see me sweat even more because I've been sweating all morning in the garden. 94 degrees. That is actually the time my fat butt blossoms. I love hot weather. I'll let y'all hear in a few minutes. Well, there's the strainer that come out of the darn fuel tank. I opened it up and it was awful. It still had fuel in it. Gummy stuff. That's 5 rinses of the fuel tank with a piece of chain in there and some gas. Finally got it clear. Set it back out here in the sun, let everything dry out real good, and I'm gonna hit it with the air compressor, make sure the inside is clean. And then I'm gonna go to the store and get some fuel line and see if this thing's gonna work. Maybe if I might get lucky, might not have to pull the carb off and rebuild it, because they did have the fuel cut off to the carb. So we might get lucky. Let me go uptown and get all what I need. I'll let you know. Okay. Gas tank cleaned out, new fuel line. I did shoot some carburetor cleaner in it. We're gonna see what she's gonna do. Maybe I can get away with not rebuilding the carburetor. I hope so. Let's fire this thing up. I don't know a dang thing about it, so let's hope I don't cut my feet off. I think flip-flops is the ideal footwear to be wearing right now. Yeah, I think that's OSHA approved. Well, I'm gonna turn the camera around and let y'all watch me sweat, cuss, and pull on this thing for a little while. Here you go. Few drops in here. That looks like a few drops. I'm gonna cut the fuel simple enough. I'll probably have to clean that carburetor out. She's surging pretty good. There you go. $50 tiller. Worked good for putting out food plots. Well, let me go play with it and see if I can cut my feet off. Talk at you later. Bye. Yeah, it works. Woo-wee. Let me get you there clean. Yeah, high speed is definitely high speed. Once I figured out where I need to be at on those handles, it went better. Yeah, it's gonna be perfect. $50, I can't beat that. Yeah, I just tilled my garden in like 2 minutes on high speed. Now, when you hit the high speed, you better be ready to run. That booger takes off. It also took me a minute to figure out how to get the depth right on that thing, because it has a depth gauge on it that prevents it from going deep. Once I figured that out, whoo, yeah, happy. $50. Can't beat it. Now we're going to put some food plots out around some fields. And I ain't going to have to trailer his tractor to do it. All right, y'all have a good one.